What are your strategies in that time?
Yeah, well, I think it goes back to what we said at the start. We've built an environment of trust, we've built an environment of care. We addressed the pressure issue with the players last week. We said, well, what is pressure? Pressure for me is a problem without a solution. So if you work towards finding solutions, you can relieve the pressure yourself. The coaches do a fantastic job preparing the team day in, day out, week in, week out. We do a lot of analysis on the opposition. Every team will put a play from this point on until the grand final. We'll play before, so there's no surprises. So we try and alleviate as much undue pressure as possible. In the society we live in today, we can't control everything, so social media, outside pressure, things like that, we try and educate the players on that, when to turn the notifications off, when to step away from social media, focus solely on the 90 minutes, 97 minutes, whatever it is today, and just chunk it down into small sections. So people talk about going game by game, we broke it down into the middle of going half by half. So we tell the players win the half. So you win the first half, you win the second half, you win the game. So for us it's just about making sure they're fully prepared but having fun as well.
Yeah, brilliant. And Ali, you know a thing or two about pressure. What's your narrative and mindset in this space?
I always say the same, pressure is a privilege given to those who want to accept it. And I think it backs up what Terry says and what the players do, like, let's walk towards the pressure. Let's find the excitement out of it. Let's use pressure as an energy that can make you do things you didn't think possible. And then I think when it comes to pressure, well, pressure is two things, or two ways to handle pressure, right? Is it becomes completely complicated and it takes out the natural physical elements you've got, or you simplify everything and you just simplify, and you use the natural energies to walk towards pressure. So, once again, I just think it's a privilege that these boys have got into this position. I think it's a privilege that people have got some expectations on them. And I also think it's something that all of them are walking towards and they'll master it. Whether they go all the way or whether they don't, it doesn't actually matter about that for me. I know these guys will think differently. To me, it's about how they walk towards it and how they can show themselves that they're mentally stronger. That is one of our biggest fortitudes as Kiwis. And that's what we need to show football, not only here in the A-League, but also in the world, that a Kiwi mindset is powerful.
And I think one thing that you've taught me is in pressure-driven situations, focus on the process and the outcome will take care of itself. Is that an All Blacks mentality?
Yeah, 100%. Like, we got to positions where we would constantly just look at the minor steps that we have to do and didn't even look at the scoreboard. And you sort of felt that you played the best game when you didn't know what the score was. And I think in football it's slightly different. It's pretty easy to speak goal and not a goal, but I think that to me is that whole simplification and just literally do what I need to do one after the other, and all of a sudden you get the result that you want.
And one thing that we've done quite different in football, which I didn't realise at the time was quite different, is bringing mental coaches and mental support. And this was off the back of the deep conversations that I've had getting to know Ali over the years and understanding how much people like Gilbert and Oprah unlocked in you as a player. Can you tell us a little bit more about that journey and why that's been powerful for us?
Yeah, I was a big fan of it. I was lucky that Terry was also, Terry and Nick were both big fans of the mental side of sport. Terry's had his experiences with it, and we all know who Gilbert is and what Gilbert and I have done with the All Blacks around the mental side. And I strongly insisted that we needed that in our team because it gives us a power that other teams potentially don't have. And yes, it's a brave decision from Nick when I sit there and go, mate, we need a mental skills coach. And he goes, mate, this is not in my P&L line. And I said, well, it doesn't matter. And then I started to learn these P&L lines and quite crippling they sometimes do. But then you drive something like that and you can slowly start seeing the results. And look, things only get better. You've just got to be brave enough to put that process in. And now, we've got Hamish Barton in there at the moment, and he's doing a fantastic job. And he's constantly learning, and Terry's pushing him, and Hamish is pushing the rest of us. And that's what it's about, right? It's about having that clearer mindset and someone to check you. And that's what a mental skills coach does. He checks you both personally, checks the team, checks you individually, and make sure that your head's in the right place to do your best.